All right, hello YouTube. So the question I want to answer in today's video is, should the Patriots start Drake Maye given how well he's played in the preseason? And so let's take a look at that. And if we look at Drake Maye so far, the big takeaways that I've seen, right? I don't think numbers are necessarily as important in the preseason. Put into context, you're going against the second teamers usually. I don't think Drake Maye at any point of the preseason faced actually like a starting defense. That just did not happen. It was mostly against second or third teamers. So, firstly, take that into account. Secondly, as Bill Belichick did literally in an interview and said on the Pat McAfee show about this exact idea, most defenses are not going to be showing you what they're actually going to be doing in the regular season. Like, they're not disguising defenses. You're showing a lot of base coverages. So for a quarterback, it's like, if you can't read those base coverages or understand them or what's going on in the field, like, yeah, there's going to be a problem. So to Drake Maye's credit, he seemed to read coverage pretty well. I think the one thing that I really took away that is good, no matter what defense is on there, is I thought his pocket presence was pretty good in terms of feeling the pressure, either, getting out of the pocket with his legs and making a play, or getting rid of the ball before it's too late, or taking an unnecessary sack, something we saw a lot last year with Mac Jones. His pocket presence, in his first year was actually pretty good, and then it just completely got destroyed by the end of his time in New England. Maybe that'll get better in Jacksonville, who knows? But in terms of Drake Maye, I think he showed a lot of positive things. His arm talent was definitely there. He was pretty accurate for the most part, given how much pressure he was under. The offensive line, even the starting offensive line, looked terrible, especially in week 3 of the preseason. And that's against, again, second teamers. Not a great look. A lot of miscues. Again, David Andrews was not there. So, it's not exactly the full offensive line, but still didn't look great. Looked like a lot of confusion. And yeah, just not a prepared offensive line for Drake Maye. But I think Drake Maye did show promise, and the reason that the Patriots drafted him at number 3. But with that being said, is that enough to say, okay, let's just throw him in there, right? Because he seems to look better than Jacoby Brissett, who already got banged up in week 3. Something happened to his shoulder. He basically got hit and kind of landed on it weird. And so should that then be the prompt to start Drake Maye? And I want to kind of offer some caution, because the problem with rookie quarterbacks is once you throw them in, you have to ride them out. You can't then go, okay, 6 weeks later, let's switch him out, bring back in Brissett, because it shows that you don't have focus as an organization. It doesn't look like you have a straight, path forward. And so you want to put Drake Maye in when you think he's ready, not because, you think he's the best option you have, which could definitely be true right now. But if you throw him out there with, a bad offensive line, some subpar weapons, maybe we don't know how the offensive coordinator is going to be, new guy coming in. If you throw him all into these things and he just gets devoured, I mean, you could damage your quarterback. I think one of the most important parts of a young quarterback's development is the situation they're put into. And New England right now, as much as I love the Patriots, it's not a great situation for Drake Maye, given the talent around him. And so I really want to caution just throwing him into, the deep end right away. I think, let Jacoby Brissett play, 6, 8 games, however long he's going to play. I think we're going to see Drake Maye this season. I just think it's inevitable with how fast rookie quarterbacks are being thrown into the starting role. If you look at Jaden Daniels, he's already named the starter. Caleb Williams named the starter. Now, in those situations, I think it's much more acceptable because those teams have a lot of talent that is put around their starting quarterback. Drake Maye's situation, very different. Bo Nix also starting in Denver. So we'll see how that ends up. He's looked really good in the preseason. But again, every year, there are quarterbacks that look great in the preseason, and then we get to the regular season, completely different. Pittsburgh Steelers last year in the preseason looked great. Kenny Pickett looks outstanding, and this last season, the Steelers were pretty on offense. So, again, I want to caution what you see in preseason, because you can take some good things away from it, right? Like I talked about with Drake Maye, but it's not the whole story, right? It's not a full, normal NFL, game. You're playing against not the best of the best. You're not playing against the best defensive schemes and all of those things. And, even if you look at offenses, right? Offenses are not going to be running the exact same plays they're going to run in the NFL season, right? Sean McVay, the Rams coach, is not going to throw in, his best plays, his, money plays in preseason, right? So then teams can watch that film and go, okay, this is what they're going to run. We should prepare for this. So, again, I think the major point of this video is, personally, like I said in my preview video, I do think at some point we're going to get Drake Maye this season, but I hope that it's when he's ready, right? When he's had enough time to process how the NFL works. He's still a young guy. I mean, he's pretty young. So you have plenty of time to develop the guy. And I really am someone that thinks, if you do start him at the end of the season, right? Maybe the last couple games, just give him some NFL reps and, get him to be able to see what it's like to play in a real NFL game towards the end of the season. And so that way, if the offensive line is a disaster this year, which it could very likely be, you're not having him get beat up for, 15 games or however many games he's going to play. And you go in the next offseason probably with a high pick, right? My realistic picks was anywhere from 7 to like 4 wins is kind of where I think the Patriots are at this season. In that window, that's likely going to be a pick in the top 10, anywhere around there. If you can go into this offseason, you're going to have a lot of salary cap. You have Drake Maye on a rookie deal. Go in there and you fully invest in your quarterback if he's able to show you those things and come back with a better team, a better roster in the next season. I think that's what the New England Patriots should do. If you're going to play him towards the second half of the season, not the first half. I also think the Patriots' schedule is brutal in the first half, so I really would not like to see Drake Maye just getting crushed in the first half of the season. The Patriots play the Jets, I think, both times in the first half of the season. I talked about this in the schedule. I did a video. I don't know if it's out yet, but it's going to be on like the Patriots schedule, breaking down what games I think they can win. I think like out of their first like 6 or 7 games, almost all of them could legitimately be in the Super Bowl. Like they are teams that I expect to be in the playoffs and competing for a championship. So we'll see what the Patriots do with Drake Maye. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think they should just let the best quarterback right now play and that looks like Drake Maye? Or should they give him some time to sit on the bench and to learn the NFL? But yeah, hope you guys are excited for the NFL season. I will be covering a lot of the Patriots games or other talking points that I find interesting throughout the season. So if you did enjoy the video, please subscribe and like for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.